Okay, guys, good morning, children. Welcome to school. This is going to be a short video lesson on evaluating functions. This was an assignment that was posted on Google Classroom, and there were definitely a lot of questions. I think there were a lot of silly mistakes. So what I want to go ahead and do in this video is kind of go over some of those misconceptions, some of those little tiny mistakes that were made in the assignment so that you can go ahead and resubmit your work and hopefully get a better score. And also, I hope this video reaches you before the deadline so you can kind of notice that some of the problems that I'm doing in this video are very similar to what's online. So let's just jump right in. I want to go ahead and kind of introduce something really quick, and that's going to be the idea of the function. So most of the times on mathematics books, you're going to see a function defined as f of x. And f of x can be either some form of a line, so like mx plus b, or you can have other types of function like g of x. That's another that's another function essentially. That can be a polynomial. So a polynomial could be something like x squared plus 2x plus 3, right? Or you can have something like h of x, which is going to be sort of like an exponential function. So like 2 to the x, something like that. But what is common amongst all three is that they're all depending on the variable x. Okay, and later on in mathematics you're going to see that functions can actually depend on two variables, but for algebra they only depend on this variable x, right? And so when we say that we want to find f of x at 2, we mean that x equals 2. And so all you gotta do is input this value of x equals 2 into your function. So as an example, my function could be 2x plus 3. And that's going to be my function f of x. So if I say f of 2, that means I just substitute x as 2 plus 3, and so I'm going to get 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 gives me 7. Okay, so one trick you can use in evaluating functions is do it in parts, do it in stages. First, I calculated 2 times 2 and I got 4. Then I wrote my 3 and I just added 4 plus 3 equals 7. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do in the next examples. Okay. So again, this is not a line, it is an exponential function that has been slightly modified, but they are telling us that they want us to find the value of the function when x equals 2. So I'm going to write x equals 2, and I'm going to substitute 2 wherever there is an x. 2, 3 to the second power plus 1. And so what I want to go ahead and do is break it down to what is 3 squared? 3 squared is going to be 9 plus 1. So I'm going to get 2 times 9. That's going to give me 18 plus 1. And that gives me 19. So my answer for this one is 2. All very simple. But this is kind of the way that I kind of go about it, and it might help you in the future whenever you see more complicated functions. Okay, the next one. So notice how this time they gave us a bunch of different expressions. So they told us f of 3 equals negative 2, f of negative 2 equals 3, f of negative 2 equals negative 15, and f of negative 15 equals negative 2, and they're asking us which one of these is true. Okay, so one thing we can do is, for the first choice, we're going to go ahead and check if it's true. So we're going to say x equals 3. So for every n, I'm sorry, this time our variable is n. For every n, we're going to substitute it with 3. So we're going to say 3 minus 1 squared plus 3 times 3. And let's check. This will give us 3 minus 1 is 2 squared plus 9, and this will give us 4 plus 9 give us 13. So this is definitely not the answer, so we get rid of that. And now we're gonna try the next choice. So for every n, this time n equals -2, so we're gonna head and try that. -2 minus 1 squared plus 3 times -2. And this will give us, you're going to have to use a calculator for that -2 minus 1. And when you do that, you're going to get a -3 squared plus 3 times -2 is -6. Then you're going to get -3 squared is not going to give you a negative. Any number squared is positive. So we're going to go ahead and write 9 minus 6. That gives us 3. So we already checked this one. You can kind of go over the same process again, recheck your work, and if you get the same thing, that means that this statement is true. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump to the next and last question of this topic. It's a very basic topic, but one that you need to fully understand whenever you get to graph functions. Okay, so this is asking us, okay, well, this function is called k of x, and it looks a little weird. It says 2x squared, so we have some sort of polynomial expression, and then we have this rational kind of thing. So let's see. They want us to know the value of the function when x equals 9. So what we want to go ahead and do is essentially substitute 9 into our function. So that's going to give us 2 times 9 squared minus 3 times the square root of 9. Alright, so we do it in parts, and first we get the 9 squared, so that's going to be 2 times 81 minus 3 times the square root of 9. You can use a calculator, or you can automatically say that the square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so then 2 times 81, that's going to give us 162 minus 9, and you're going to get 153. So we go ahead and circle answer 4. I wish you good luck on this assignment, and hopefully this video kind of cleared some of those misconceptions that you had, and kind of give you sort of a new insight or strategy to solve these problems. Hopefully until next time, I'll keep you posted with more videos to help you through your assignments.